launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. You know the expression, there's no rest for the weary? Well, apparently not even being weary and in need of rest is enough to keep Nick Walker from skipping leg day. Late last week, not even a full 72 hours after doing exactly what he said he would do by placing top 5 at his Olympia debut, Nick was already back in his home gym getting in a leg session and starting in on whatever the plan is for the 2022 campaign. All things considered, when you look at the season he had this year, I think you can make an argument for it being one of the most impressive stretches that we've seen from a second-year athlete in recent memory. But now the real question becomes, what do we think he can do as an encore? There must have been something in that water they were passing out backstage last weekend, because apparently Nick Walker wasn't the only one who was bitten by the post-Olympia leg training bug, because it hit Shaun Clarida too. Sure enough, not too long after he touched down from his flight back home, Shaun was in the gym slowly starting to ease himself back into the swing of off-season training. Even though things didn't work out the way he had hoped last weekend, at the end of the day, he still brought his all-time best, which is all you can ever ask for. This 212 division has become a rotating carousel for the last 3 years. So who knows, next year when the ride stops, Shaun could easily find himself as the last man standing once again. If you've been a fan of the show for a while, then you've heard me talk over and over about how important it is for people to double down on their strengths. But sometimes when I say that, I think people might also take that as saying double down on your strengths while also ignoring your weaknesses, which couldn't be further from the truth. You need to prioritize your weaknesses until they're no longer a weakness, aka Blessing Awodibu's off-season program. Blessing spent a lot of time early in the off-season trying to prioritize bringing up his legs, which is the right move considering how much criticism they took last year. But as long as he stays consistent, if he keeps attacking his situation head on, by this time next year, all of that hard work will come to bear fruit. Learning to respond to feedback is one of the important skills that we need to master as adults, yet no one really ever talks about it. But for whatever reason, in our little corner of the world, responding to feedback from judges and coaches is par for the course. And even though I might not be tuned in enough to Dwayne Walker's camp to know what feedback he got from the judges back at the start of the season, based on what we've seen from him recently, the message seems to have landed loud and clear. At this point in his offseason, he's bigger and leaner than he's ever been at any point in his career. So as long as he doesn't let anything interrupt that feedback loop, he should be ready to hit the ground running when contest prep starts next year. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.